Welcome to the third day of Elul Sparks. I have here with me Cantor educator Josh Fineblum. So excited to have. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me here in the lovely Cap Lounge.
The lovely Cap. It is lovely in here. And it's just so fantastic to be here. I've got an amazing teaching that for me has really inspired me, something I'm working myself on a lot. The Rubenstein Rabbi, one of the famous great mystical rabbis of Eastern Europe, had this beautiful teaching on one of these really hard to follow commandments, actually, which is Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, love your fellow as yourself. And he said, how do you do this? And he says, most people think the way we actually love each other is, by giving each other a pat on the back, right? Just a nice hello, that's all they need. A hello and a smile, right? That's all, just a little pat on the back. That's all they need, right? And he says, and he thinks that that's how we actually, be nice to each other, be kind to each other, we like each other. He says, but that's not really fulfilling the mitzvah of loving one's fellow Jew, right? Fulfilling the mitzvah of love your fellow as yourself. He actually says, anytime we're able to empathize with the joy or even the sadness of someone who's around us, someone we're interacting with, that we actually fulfill this mitzvah of loving your fellow as yourself. Anytime we truly connect to their emotions, where they are, whether it's just for a moment or a longer period of time, whenever we're actually able to do that, wherever that person's in the world, you can be in Minnesota and you can be connecting with someone in New York or Australia or Israel from very far away. Anybody in the world, you can actually connect to this way, and it fulfills the mitzvah of loving your fellow as yourself.
Of course, you know that universal language is music.
Exactly. Right.
Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Right?
Good.
Like it's that piece.
Yeah, and that really communicates to everybody. Music really is the universal language, except people can't hear music, but regardless. Anyway, the reflection question for us today, and I ask Cantor educator Josh here to think about for us, is what is one way that in the past year you've been able to sort of fulfill this teaching, or one way that you've also maybe possibly struggled to fulfill this teaching, to love those you've been interacting with, to really empathize with them in their joy and also in their sorrow and their sad times. How would you react to that question?
So it's so broad. We help people in so many different ways in our lives, and we have connections. But one connection that, of course, all of us have felt in this past year and a half or so is that we've had more time with family. And how can we continue to have more time with family as we come out of this?
Right.
And that's something that, I've been thinking about a lot, especially now. And in the summer, as we're heading toward high holidays, this month is so busy getting ready for the holidays and getting everything ready and really doing that introspection now and beginning that process. But one thing that I did every night is, of course, I sing with my boys, right? I lay next to them in their beds and I sing with them.
I'd like a speaker phone call next time.
Yes, no problem. So sometimes, we do things they like to do.
Right.
Whether that's down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, because then they can make all the rhymes up they want to.
Right. Hattie likes that too, so.
Yeah. But a lot of the time we go into our liturgy, whether that's with the nigun or whether that's with something else. And that's been something that I want to be able to continue to do even after this, is to have time with them.
Right.
And to have time and make time for family, and to be able to lay with them before they go to sleep at night, and to sit there with them and to make that something that is, because it's really important to me, because the connection that they have with their parents is one of those really important things, because they can understand how important that connection is, hopefully, for their children in the future.
Oh, that's
too.
beautiful. So yeah, teaching the next generation that way. Yeah, Rabbi Rachel and I were also talking about carving out that time, right? Not waiting for that time to come, but to carve it out in your night, because that is so important, caring for those who are around, and certainly our children, right? So, well, thank you so much for joining us today, Cantor educator Josh. Really, really amazing to be here again in the Cap Lounge, and look forward to Elul Day 4. And please, if you have any questions, any thoughts about these teachings or anything we said today, feel free to contact us. We'd love to hear your stories as well. All right, everybody. Bye now.